So Fortnite has had a decent amount of LTMs ever since 50v50 came out. So in this video I put together my personal top 10 favorite LTMs and ranked them from worst to best. But before we get into the list, if you would subscribe to help me get 6,000 subs, I'd really appreciate it. But without further delay, let's get into it. In 10th place is Bare Bones from the 14 Days of Fortnite event in Season 7. This might be the most underrated LTM in Fortnite history. This LTM's gimmick was there was absolutely zero HUD, so there was no map or storm circle timer or indication. And this may not sound like much, but back in Chapter 1, there was a pretty limited mobility, unless you had access to like a plane or something. So having it be a gamble whether or not you were even close to the circle made for intense moments. Seeing the storm getting closer and closer, or just hoping it wouldn't like consume you deep in the storm. Like, I remember just grinding this mode to get the win the entire day. And on a side note, this game was only out for a day, so Epic, you gotta bring this back soon. But anyways, I was grinding this mode just trying to get the win, and eventually we found out that if you died, you could open the map and basically like guide your team to the circle, like a guardian angel, because you had the HUD after you died. And that was such a fire memory, so I had to give this mode some love. In 9th place is Bodyguard, which was one of the newer LTMs from Chapter 2 Season 5, and the gimmick for this game mode was one person on your team would be chosen to become the VIP, and they couldn't pick up any loot, and only had access to a gold revolver and the game mode exclusive revive grenade, which revived any teammate that it hit. And if the VIP died, the entire team died too, so the bodyguards had to protect them and they could pick up loot and stuff. This mode was so fun to play with your friends, and it was such like a replayable mode because the VIP would change every single game, and having to juggle protecting the VIP and fighting other teams while also looting up the bodyguards was such a good gameplay loop, and Epic really has to start making LTMs again. These creative maps just aren't the same thing. In 8th place is the Storm King LTM from Chapter 2 Season 1. This game mode was a whole raid boss fight in the middle of the map, and it was a pretty hard like LTM. Like, the Storm King did crazy damage, and it took a while to actually beat him, and doing it was so satisfying. And you also had like an umbrella if you beat him, so there was some incentive to win. He also had a ton of health and like a lot of attacks ranging from lasers to meteors. He would also spawn zombies in the fight too. The whole mode was just pure fun and very difficult. In 7th place is One Shot, and the gimmick for this mode was everyone had low gravity at all times, and the only weapons were snipers. Also, everyone was only 50 HP, so it was one shot. This game mode was very fun to play and was decently hard to win because you could be going off like killing everyone, but one stray shot and you're dead too. And there were no like reboots or anything at the time, so if you died it was over. And seeing what guns like were the best here made each game different because you could like go around, change up the loadout, so it was very replayable. In 6th place is the Infinity Gauntlet game mode from Season 4. And can I just say the hype for this mode was so high. Like, I remember walking home from school and seeing that Thanos was in the game. Like, that was such a hype moment. And the mode itself was so fire. Like, the gimmick for this mode was that the Infinity Gauntlet would drop from the sky like a meteor, and the first person to get it would turn to Thanos. And he was so strong. Like, he had this high jump ability and a dive attack that did great damage, and he had amazing like movement. He also had like a punch that did so much damage. Like, it was like 80 damage a hit. It was amazing. His last ability was a Power Stone laser that went crazy. Like, using it in the sky would let you float there while evaporating people below you. It felt like an actual horror movie if you weren't Thanos, because he would just be hunting people down. Like, non-Thanos players like would stop fighting each other just to fight Thanos because he was just that strong. In 5th place is the Endgame mode, and I put this above the Infinity Gauntlet because both teams had a reason to play. Like, it was fun for both. This mode was like Team Rumble, but one team was the Shatari and the other team were the Avengers, and the mode had a ton of exclusives like the Shatari blaster, launcher, and jetpack, and the heroes had Captain America's shield, Hawkeye's bow, Stormbreaker, and Iron Man repulsors. The Shatari would have to collect all 6 Infinity Stones, and the first person to get one would become Thanos, but it was more balanced like this time because the heroes had a good way to defend themselves against Thanos. And Thanos would die a good bit during the game. Like, this game mode was so fun, one of the best LTMs Fortnite ever added. In 4th place is Food Fight Deep Fried, and I put this one above the OG Food Fight because I just like this one more, but they are both fire. In this mode, one team was Dirtburger and the other team was Tomato Head, and each team would have a mascot head, and after it broke, the other team won. So there was like a wall that would let each team have some time to loot up before fighting, and the lava would rise once the wall dropped. And that added for a ton of pressure to break the other team's head because like there was nowhere else to go after the lava rise besides the heads of the other team. So you have to like get a lot of mats. And after the wall dropped, grouping up, like having some players attack and some defend was a pretty fun like gameplay loop, and trying to take over the other team's head was very intense, and it took a while to destroy the head as well. So the players could like respawn, and it would just be a constant fight until one head broke. And the mode was just fantastic. They should make it with some newer mascots like Lil Whip and the dumpling head dude, and like have it be like teams of 4. In third place is the floor is lava, and this mode was so fire. Like having the lava rising up made the game more and more intense as the game went on, and having a bunch of mats before the lava took over, like it was so fun to do that. And this mode also required like a good bit of strategy, because if you didn't get enough mats or like didn't pick the right loadout, you'd just be cooked in the lava. The no items version of this mode was also fire, and the one from chapter 5 as well. Like you cannot miss with this mode at all. It's just such a good concept for a game mode, and making like sky base in this thing made some amazing memories. In second place is a Marvel Knockout and Takeover. These were such fire modes and extremely underrated. Each person would get a loadout from the Marvel Mythics, and in the knockout mode, it was like a tournament between 16 teams and like a bracket, and the last team standing would win. And we should get more tournament modes. I think that was the only one that they had. And the Takeover mode was like different objectives that you would have to stand in and claim. So if you play like Marvel Rivals or like Overwatch, it's kind of like that. These were like very fun and replayable modes, and I might have played these more than the actual chapter 5 season 4 season, to be honest. But in first place is Air Royale, and holy peak, this mode had everyone in a plane, and if you touch the ground you die. And there was like a vertical storm as well as a horizontal storm, so you couldn't just camp high in the sky. There were also some different power-ups like in circles that you would fly into, and you have like fire bullets or ice bullets, like, and there were like repair circles as well. This was just a good gameplay loop and felt like an actual dogfight in the sky, and this is by far the best game mode in Fortnite, no question. But that's it on my top 10 OTM video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe to help me reach 6K subs, and also comment on other videos I should do in the future. Also cash at me if you have some extra money to give. That's enough out of me. Goodbye.